let's welcome you into game number 2 of the closing match of the day. Can DEWA uphold the opportunity for them to stay as gods and turn the Red Dragons on their knees? As we welcome you into the land of dawn, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Interesting start, man. Wow, and Yaoi already making the purple buff go do a lap before anything starts. Oh my god. What? Taking a trade super early, like it possibly might be first blood. One more shot.
No.
But Trian has returned as well. Oh no, Kabuki goes back into turret range, pops into regen, already flickered out. And both of them will be able to recall safely. Kabuki wants to get this gold minion first though. Oh my god. Okay, he's out. Or no, he's back in.
The wave is pushing towards Watto, so I guess he's trying to get a bit more value. He will be recalling though, but on the other side, fights all across the board, but for the most part, Gary has been able to clear quite fast, rivaling Gugun's clear speed. Looking at the emblems right here, Watt with the firmness on top of the Master Assassin, trying to survive. Kabuki with a more aggressive set. Yaoi trying to be as fast as possible with agility. Emblem we haven't seen for quite a while, and so is Kimura. So they're putting a lot of emphasis on maneuvering around the map.
Round 2 with the lethal ignition, right, on this Paquito. Tied up now, Kimura gonna burn him down. He's actually going to an off angle here. Wants to go for the skill 1, gets the shield 2 times and the passive to get out. Well played, Aran.
Even in a 2v1 situation, I mean, Kimura would be happy to take that kill. But even in a 2v1, he's still unable to land the final blow. And Aran walks out unscathed.
Around with the, like you said, lethal ignition, more damage, more aggression, but not a lot more maneuverability. So he'll be prone to being caught later on. And Gary has the Impure Rage as well, by the way. We've talked about this before, but that means that the mana he gets transferred into HP. So more sustained technically, and it's a different. It doesn't really scale the same way with max HP though. So that's the option Gary went with instead of the Brave Smite.
Yeah, Aura walking up again, posturing up. Aran already clearing up top side here. Kimura brought back to Gugun. He's looking for the Death Wish welcome onto Gary, but he has the hard guard now. Miss Fury used up. Gary wins out the retreat battle as Gugun is now caught in the last insanity of Kimura. Turtle and kill to DEWA.
First blood goes to the hands of Kimura. So we do see that the impact of this export has been seen, or maybe a reason why that it was banned out in the first game. But here it is, a 1-0, and DEWA win it out, but the gold is still shifting back and forth.
And if you look at the stats earlier, Gary has all wins on the Fredrin, but Aran able to get out of there with the hair skill stolen hard guard. And on the other side here, take a look at the rates. Yaoi 4-1 on the Grog, so definitely something that DEWA needs to keep in mind, especially when they're trying to dive in or group together to try and secure an objective or a kill, especially in those tight spaces in the jungle. That's where Yaoi really likes to lurk around.
I mean, he's there already, right? Already opening up vision, trying to give Gary a harder of a time, trying to give Gugun an advantage.
I think for now, we have to talk about that Impure Rage for Gary, right? Why over Brave Smite and Concussive Blast?
Well, the hero does not use mana. It restores, whenever it's proc, it restores 1% HP instead. It's on a 5-second cooldown, whereas the Brave Smite is on a 6-second cooldown, and that restores 4% max HP. So that is why it's concerned. It's interesting. I guess it gives you an extra bit of damage as well, and he wants to have that in this game to really try and poke around, especially in those lower dances.
So the added consistent damage plus the bit of sustain.
And that does make sense, right? I mean, their comp isn't necessarily known for its damage. I mean, the damage that you would expect would come from Watt, perhaps from Kimura, but maybe with that extra layer from Gary, it does aid them in these neutral objective fights.
Yeah, a bit of poke damage technically. Looking at the EXP lane, Kimura is having a very tough time, man. Aran is just very, very aggressive in that lane, and Gary now close to half HP with the hard guard though.
Yeah, Venus Fury right now, and that's Gary who walks up, capitalizes on that. Gugun doesn't pop the Death Wish welcome in time earlier and loses out now. Gets big bonked down by the Appraiser's Wrath. And Aura, again, lose out on the neutral objective take. Aran might actually die here as well, but he goes in for 2 jabs, and he gets a kill with that lethal ignition take. Finally, a Melphic Roar. First item for Aran.
He's aggressive, he's angry, and he does get that kill back for his team. It would have been a really bad trade for Aura, but he does level it out just a bit.
And look at the gold lane. Watt goes with a Thunderbelt, but it won't be enough. He gets taken out right there. Aggression coming in from Aura in exchange for that EXP side play. They might get a turret off it.
That's the gang potential of an Angela ult in the hands of the Valentina. Because usually, the Angela would want to stay inside of the member as long as he wants. But Yezkiel just gets there, uses the ult to get towards the bottom lane. It's like a
TP.
It's an arrival.
Yeah.
Look at that damage coming from Aran, man. That is brutal. At every moment, that Kuraga armor just seems to get completely melted down, and Aura brute force the turret.
Yeah. And they get out. They burn out a flicker, and yeah, they're gonna lose Yaoi too. But I think they'll trade a roam for a mid-tier 1. Happily.
On the top side though, another 2v1 situation. Aran gets caught. Yezkiel is there.
Goes in for the fear. Aran now looking for the stacks again. Goes in, able to pop into skill 1, but falls to Kimura, burns him down. Kimura now up 2-0, despite having a bad laning phase. Ooh!
Yezkiel.
Trade, one more shot. Oh, Case gets the last tick of healing from the skill 1.
Oh, that was close. And that must have been a glorious win for Kimura in that EXP lane, getting a 2-0-0 compared to an Aran at 1-1-0. He is showing a little bit more presence on the X-board in this second game of the series, and Aran is left to his own devices to think on how he's gonna capitalize over it. But both teams are gonna be posturing for the next turtle. It's already half health.
And Drian this time gonna be poked down by Aran. Good job there to give Gugun a better time, and certainly does give him. I just realized Gugun is 2 levels ahead of Gary, but the first 2 turtles went to DEWA.
Aura just has been very aggressively just disturbing Gary, and he's been ganking a lot more. But now Kimura, Last Insanity is out of the danger zone. He did get the turret. So looking at the turrets, it's kind of equal in number, but the mid turret for DEWA actually has fallen. So that is space that Yaoi really usually uses effectively to try and get those pickups.
Gary?
They're trying to hold his ground here. Around knockout strike, and he has successfully defended the tier 1. Kabuki now flickered on. Oh, good Lycan Pounce to cancel out the Minions Fury, but will still be knocked up. Yaoi with defensive flicker, and Aran goes in for the flank right now. Goes in for some damage with a jab for the knockout strike, but isn't able to find enough damage to take anyone down. Gugun in the midst of it all, burned down by Kimura, has the Last Insanity, but it's also Yezkiel who steals the Last Insanity with the IMU. Kabuki with Lycan Pounce onto Gary. Oh my god, that could have very easily been a turnaround. Around with the shield, maneuvering back the knockout strike to Kimura and the lethal ignition tick. Yezkiel and Yaoi now, the layering of damage. Kimura loses the Faraga armor. Kabuki's back, baby. And here he is with a Lycan Pounce to shut Kimura down.
3-4-1 trade at the moment. Gugun for all the rest. And you can see Aura pushing on the gas here, getting a turret in the top side, going for the second layer perhaps. But Aran is quite low. I don't think he should go for this. A 3v1 against Watt as well. Not the best of decisions, but now Aura standing at a 2.9k gold lead.
They're pushing the aggression, and Aran just picked up the C halberd right there. Even more damage, even more basic attack damage as well in the prolonged trade, especially if it's 1v1. And it does give him a good amount of extra sustain for him to make those outplays. So this is a very aggressive Paquito that even the tankiest of members can't really walk up to without risking some kind of damage. And just like that, Aura back to the original game plan with the level advantage and the card control immunity. They're going for the Lord.
Look at that purple buff again. It's turning around.
Yaoi
finds Watt. Purify instantly. Hard guard ready to. But that's a big resource already used up now. Kimura burning around in that bush. Now Aran goes on it. Gugun wins the retreat battle 50-50. Yezkiel steals it with Last Insanity. Goes into the back line right now. Dodges away from the Appraiser's Wrath. Gary looks for it, but it's a bait. Aran is the real assassin. He executes one of the members. Drian falls as well. Now, a last insanity from Kimura as Case picks up a kill, but Aran!
Ooh.
Double kill for Aran, the boxer, in game number 2. And even the Lord, man.
Somebody put this guy behind bars, man. Assault and battery from Aran, just knocking everyone out. Drian finally having the flask of the Oasis. But even then, the Angela has had the flask of the Oasis. Case the whole time had the flask of the Oasis, and Aura had no issue just bursting through all that extra healing and shielding. With the Lord coming through, they can get at least a base turret here from the kind of pace that they are pushing onto DEWA.
I mean, big props to not just the Paquito, not just the run, but also Kabuki, right? His KDA at the moment 301. I think it should have increased afterwards, but he was also dishing out a lot of damage, also maneuvering and weaving in and out of the skills being thrown at him from DEWA. And here it is, the siege, the Lord is already knocking onto the base.
All right. I think that Aura recognizes that they don't have a lot of long distance, a lot of sieging potential, a lot of ways to take down those turrets. So they back off just now. They know they have control right now still with the gold advantage, with the towers all taken down. They can just wait again to try and wait for a moment to see if they can find Watt. Because this is what the composition is built around. If they can keep Watt alive, then they have potential. But if he's forced to use the Purify early on by Yaoi, like in the previous fight, it can be a very comfortable way for Aura to just win out the fight.
Come on.
AI prediction.
This is an AI prediction, but I think we were looking at Yaoi with the recalls.
Yeah.
A bit more there. He's in front of the base taunting them. Kimura flashes the Aura emote too. An ex-Aura player replaced by the very man that is knocking his team down here. Aran on the Paquito. But okay, let's talk about the Impure Rage again, right? For Fredrin. This is the weakness of the Impure Rage.
Is it common for a Fredrin to build Oracle?
Yes, especially with an Angela. But the Concussive Blast allows you to clear faster, so you have a level lead, or at least you're able to withstand the enemy,
match their clearing
match
speed.
the clearing speed of the enemy team if you have a fast clearer like a Barat. So that's why Rogun has had the lead, even though he's been behind of neutral objectives.
And to mention that Aura is a lot more decisive with whether or not they really want to contest. So all this time, there's a lot of times where you see Gary just kind of a bit more rotating around, trying to figure something out, whereas Gugun immediately goes for a farm or goes straight for the contest. He doesn't really use a lot of time to just walk around and try and make a decision. He's very decisive how and where he decides to move in the map right now.
So what did they do with a 3-level lead on Gugun? Can they even go for the objective contest here?
Look at Aran up top. He stole this is just a forced error by Aura. They were able to do it against a chip. They can certainly do it against no chip. He has skill in the mid lane. No last insanity defensively. Already baits out the hard guard. Watt is low. And they reset the Lord again. They have another push up top. They'll take as long as they want.
They're allowing Aran to just make the plays happen, man. Even if Case mispositions here, Aran can immediately delete the Angela.
He's going for it, but carry is sent there too.
That's it.
Just like that.
Masterfully done by Aura. The forced error to take in the Free Lord.
That's all they needed to do. All they needed to do was create that. The distraction from Aran in the top side. They would have not been able to leave Keys alone.
Camera.
Is it another V?
Oh boy.
Again, another one.
It's so good.
That's gonna be on TikTok.
It's like
everywhere.
It's their thing now. Aran with the Heptaseas on top of the Hunter Strike he built earlier. He has a Dreadnought armor right now. But this is why earlier everyone gravitated towards Keys. They were concerned that he's gonna get taken out. Or Aran's just gonna sneak in and hit the turret like 2 or 3 times. It's just so low right now. But in the end, it's for naught. Because now the Lord will definitely take it out. And Keys has the Nuggets of Durance, but it might not even make a difference.
Yep. Power Nature used up by Yaoi earlier. Aura unable to siege this turret, but they are slowly building towards a slow push with the Enhanced Lord up top that DEWA still have yet to touch. Now, the second mini wave comes around, and that will be the wave that they utilize to try to take these base turrets down. Kimura, Firaga armor, gone. Almost completely gone. The turret also gone up top in the mid lane too. Everything just collapsing all at once. And in the bottom lane, it's going to crash down as well. Just the mini waves is enough to take it down now. Tetsuna's welcome, munching on Gary. A good appraiser's wrath on the Yaoi, but he still has the immortality. Just bought it recently. And now we'll put the barrier down. Trying to isolate the frontliners. Loses his own immortality. Aran, taunted up. This might be the kill back now. Aran loses a life. Kaze picks up the shutdown. And Aura might be in a bad spot now. Last Insanity to the back as well as the Appraiser's Wrath doing so much damage. Kabuki, 1 HP. Goes to the Lycan form. And DEWA are hesitant to go for the full initiation. They'll take 2 and they'll be happy with it. Gary is was literally 1 HP defending the base from the minions.
That's insane. That's insane. They're still able to defend, but they had to lose 3 inhibitor turrets for it.
Some would say worth it, but the fact that Aran there initially got caught out, I feel like it's a bit of a shame. Because with all that damage, he could have very easily been like an assassin right there. But here's a replay by our official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy. Right there. After Aran gets taken out, Yaoi just had the nerves to just stand there with the recall. And Aura were unable to secure any more kills, but that one single shuriken flying towards Kabuki was quite scary.
It was close.
Yeah.
Almost took him down, and I think that would have been a different story. That would have been quite worth it. But Aura does still hold on to the gold lead. 6K. At this point, with 3 inhibitors down, with Gary catching up, is there a chance for DEWA to commit to a contest on the Lord?
Commit to a contest? I think if everything works out perfectly for them, they will have any issue doing so. But right now, I feel like their best bet is just wait in the base and do what the comp is meant to do, right? Just have a super strong carry with a lot of protection. But look at that mid lane though.
Yeah.
Oof, that was scary.
I mean, they have to make a decision here because Gary and Kimura are around the Lord Pit. And that the carry, the guy who does damage, the main backliner, is in the base. So Aura can literally pull the trigger anytime they want now. Aran is in the bottom lane, still ensuring that the carry is there, and that's why Gugun goes in for it. There's welcome and the secure for Gugun. Drian, it's a 3-man Minus Fury, but what is it going to do right now with Drian taken down? Kabuki walking out of the Last Insanity, a good win of Truncheon to get out of the Last Insanity, but the Razor's Wrath still connecting, gets out for a bit. Kabuki though, just with the normal form, not even the Lycan form, gets a double kill. It's a shutdown for Kaze. Aran 1v1 and what? Actually wins it out in the mid lane. But now it's Kaze and Kimura, both sandwiched down. Yeheskiel very low. Kimura going for the kill and Kaze flickering forward. Now Aura, what do they do? An enhanced lord in the mid lane and 2 members of DEWA up top. More waves coming down. That's the hard guard to get the Angela back to base. Can Watt defend 3 waves of super minions, enhanced minions, and an evolved lord, or enhanced rather? Yes, he can, with the help of Kimura, who recalls.
They don't have enough firepower. Aura committed onto that team fight. They had to lose 3 members in the process. Sure, they were able to utilize the Paquito or Aran to distract to get the Lord, but in the end, they weren't able to push with it. Was that a worth it play?
I feel like, I was about to say before the fight even broke out, I feel like Aura will have a better time just pulling members away towards the Lord and then letting Aran go for something like a split push. But it's a difficult situation. He went for the 1v1 against Watt there and just lost. We didn't see it on camera, but now only with the Immortal, he is a glass cannon build on that Paquito. So the fact that Aura got the objective and then chased the fight as well, by the way, I feel like that was a bit of a overreach. I feel like they should have backed away knowing that they do have the Lord. And if DEWA feels like they want to try and get something in exchange for the Lord, that's where Aura can very easily oblige in a proper fight.
Yeah, I felt too greedy.
Because their chase is so segmented, right? Kabuki can chase so well, but Gugun and Yeheskiel and Yaoi, they're a lot slower compared to he was. So what ends up happening is that Aura was sending one person against multiple members, at least for a couple of seconds, before the rest of the teammates of Aura can make it an even fight.
I mean, you could even see from the Lord advantage, right? Minus 2,000. They weren't able to do anything. I mean, the base was already cracked. They should have not overstayed their welcome. They should have not gone greedy.
Yeah.
There was a possibility that they could have ended, maybe.
There would have been 100%, I think, chance for them to end there if They didn't die in that if they didn't overchase, because they had the enhanced Lord, right? And no
Yeah.
base turrets. If they dove with a man advantage in that base, that 71% victory rate that you see, the AA prediction, should have been 100%, right? But now it gets a bit tougher, because DEWA, the longer this game goes, actually do get scarier in these team fights.
Yep, for sure. Which is why I do believe that Aura will. It's gonna be on Oran, I feel like, for Aura in particular. But now, okay, everyone's already exposing themselves here. What included? What is going on here? Hang on, Aura can go for a fight here on the top side.
Spot the Fredrin too, and Gary spot the start on the evolved Lord. Watt still down below, but Aura decide they don't have enough setup to actually hold it down.
What's the plan? With Haskill and Paquito.
Aura might be willing to just fight this Lord with 3 members only, knowing that there's pressure on the other side of the map. They're putting their Haskill together with Aran on the other side, maybe to ensure that there's no wind of nature plays that Watt can do to try and get out of the situation.
An attempt there to stop Gugun and maybe look for an initiation, but Gugun just walks back again. He already reset the Lord. Paquito is still in the bottom lane, and Aura still look for this Lord dance to continue. He has skills back to his original position with Aran in the bottom lane.
Does he have his IMU? Is he holding someone's ult?
Don't know yet until we see him. He does have the IMU up. You can see the green dot. Oh, Aran with a flank. This is the subversion of expectation. Aran joining the team fight. Carry still in the mid lane. Aran on the Drea. Knockout strike. Gugun secures it, and DEWA now are lost. Watt is not there. Yaoi, power of nature, and they back off. They get a free Lord, evolve this time, and they will look to end the game with this.
That was a much more disciplined play by Aura. They didn't fully commit to a team fight. They understood that they already achieved the objective they wanted to go for. Aran instantly adapted as well to the opening of vision onto the lower side jungle bush and immediately went in for something different. Oh, Yaskiel has X-Borg's ult.
Now, I think he just stole it earlier. Before, when he was in the bottom lane, I don't know what he had.
Okay.
I feel like Aura will definitely go straight for the crystal right here. Maybe use your Haskill to zone away Watt for making anything happen. Let's see how this plays out, man.
So far, Lord still relatively untouched. Aran with 2 shots and the Faraga armor is gone just like that. Minu's Fury onto Yaoi, but he has the power of nature. Now it's a knock-up, and that's welcome. Aran going straight for the base with the help of everyone here, and they end